Whew. Oh, welcome back, everybody, to Facetious. This is episode 107, season 3, episode 3, brought to you on Monday, January 29, 2018, at 6:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Larry, aka Blue Man Rule, and I'm joined, as usual, hopefully in better working conditions than last week. But accompanying me is my main Damien, none other than Mike, aka Scarfinger, aka Real Talk. What's up, though?
You seem really excited for your stuff to be working today.
Look, man, we're going to try this today, and I really needed to work because we still hadn't worked out other solutions, but I know we have other solutions because now you have a more capable PC. So I know for sure.
No. I have more capable PC, and I have more capable internet. Technically, I may have access to Rashani's Crowdcast.
Okay. So not sure what that is.
It's one of those things where you do live podcasts and you got to chat and all that kind of stuff. It's all there and it could be on and popping. I just because I pay into that for
okay. Word up.
For the Dream Team and stuff like that. So it's expensive. It's like $50 a month or something like that.
Goodness.
But I mean, there's 4 of us. There's 3 of us on the Dream Team, and then Rashani does his show with Shantae. So there's 4 of us that pay it. So it's like, come on, man. It's
you flamethrower ordered. No, slashing no. I ain't ordered no flamethrowers. I don't think. I mean, why when I got a perfectly functional one in the garage? I mean, there's no need to get a second one. I mean, one is enough.
Yeah, I ain't about to order no flamethrower. You know what? I kind of want to buy a gun.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting one for a minute.
I mean, you've actually went and tried some shit out. And,
yeah.
But I kind of want to buy a gun. I want a pistol. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do such a thing,
right?
Or how I'm going to be able to do such a thing
at this current juncture.
Yeah, because at this point, I've still never actually shot a gun, but I kind of want one.
Dude, it's easy. You can go to a shooting range. You can rent a gun. You can buy bullets from there, and you buy the little targets and you go shoot. It's easy. It's really, really easy. So I would recommend it if you never shot one before, just to get an idea of what you like. Nines are cool, but they're extremely light and they feel like a kiddie gun. I mean, they're still a gun, but they feel really light. I shot a 40 caliber, and I like that. That felt a lot better. And I want to try a 45. That's what I want.
Be careful with that 45. I've seen YouTube videos of people not realizing how much power 45 actually is, and not holding it right, and then the kickback hit them in the face. I've seen all kinds of stuff, and so be careful with that 45.
Oh, I will. Like, I take the stance and stuff seriously, man. So, I take, because one of my friends who actually, took classes, everything was like, all right, that's how you hold a gun. Like, he taught me, like, we spent like 15 minutes before I even picked up the thing and shot, because he taught me how to load it, how to unload it, how to pull it back, how to hold it, how to grip it, how to make sure it felt comfortable. Then I finally shot. So,
yeah, but at the place where I used to work,
he said take a safety class, and I do recommend that.
There's a guy who actually puts together and sells guns.
Oh, really?
And he invited me to go to the range with them and stuff like that. But I was just kind of like, I don't know.
You don't know about that one? You don't know about that one?
But now I'm kind of like, I should have went.
You should go, man. Like, the range is legit, dog. Like, seriously, if you've never shot one before, I highly recommend it, because you would be surprised, because there was a girl in there who there were a couple of girls in there, one of which she had shot for her first time, but man, she was legit, boy. She was dead eye.
My man's in them that I used to work with a while ago. He is a gun nut. He's a conservative Titan hero. And like he has like an AR and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't trying to go that far, but I think part of it is a little bit of a power fantasy, but no, I ain't trying to go that far. But I really do want to. I think I kind of really do want something. Even if it's just something small, like, I really want to do that.
Right. So like Derek says, he says, I recommend going to the range. That way you can get the feeling and shoot everything you like, that then you don't have to take it home and clean it and maintain it and all that crap. So I completely concur. Also, really good tip for people who want to go to the shooting range. Man, Groupon does hella deals on shooting ranges. Just enter in your zip code, and seriously, you can get like a 2-day, or you can get like a 2-pass for like an hour or 2 or whatever, or like you can get a 2-pass with 2 guns for like a 1 pack of bullets each, and it's like it's cheaper than normal. It's like $20 or like $26 when normally it would cost like 40. And then they have a single one for cheaper. I think they have a single one. You get more stuff in it, but it's $20. So it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But when you start looking at all the stuff you get with it, it's a better deal. But man, that's a way to go do it. Get on Groupon, look up shooting range. And then, in Groupon, you have to register with your zip code. And that's all you got to do. And it'll look for stuff in your zip code. And you set. You can do it. You can do it mad cheap. Yeah, it's awesome, man. I do recommend that. But so Mike, listen, man. Listen. All right. So 6 minutes in, I'm glad I want to get to this. Okay. So I mentioned last week, due to the like the shutdown and stuff, man, my training class that I was supposed to be in for 2 weeks was canceled. Right. So I started my new section last week, and because the shutdown was last Monday. Right. And then so I went in for like half a day, got sent home, came back in the next day, thank goodness. However, so I'm in a new building, right? I'm in a new building. It's a big building. It's a lot of people in this building. Pretty old building as well. And while I'm in there, of course, you go to the restroom, man. And dog, have you ever? Okay, so I went in to this stall. Let me tell you about these restrooms, Mike. Let me tell you about these restrooms.
It got to be something, right? Like you gotta be. I hope this ain't no letdown, because you are building this up right now.
Oh, bruh, this is no letdown. Like I did not take a picture because, of course, it's the restroom, but I'm gonna explain it to people so they can get it. So, first of all, when you go into the restroom, it's different color stalls and everything from all the other restrooms in the building, right? It's like this. It's like this Mojave brown, and it's old, right? And so I'm in this restroom, and
are they all separate colors from each other, or is
no? They're all the same color. It's just that this restroom. So all of them in this restroom are the same color, but they are different from every other restroom in the building.
No, I'm saying all of the different restrooms are different colors.
Yes.
So this is like, oh, you going to the bathroom? All right, yeah, I'm going to the Mojave.
The Mojave. So first thing, when you go in, and you know how bathrooms, they're supposed to have the lock on them, right? You twist them and lock them, right? Nah, son. This thing had the lock on it that reminds you of your grandma's screen door lock. Like when you shut it and you got to take the little bar and flip it up and then roll it to the side.
So you rolling with the throwback. Okay.
Oh yeah. So that's number one. All right. And so, you turn around, you turn around, and then you look at the lid, and I'm in there because I normally, clean the area. And then I'm in there, and my knee kind of hits the lid a little bit. Lid is loose. I mean, loose. Like the lid is like it's just hanging on that last bolt.
That's because Philip. Man, Philip in there.
Philip didn't do something right.
Philip, you've been eating all that cheese, huh? Like Philip in there messing up.
But the coup de grace, Mike, the stinking gras was, and this is before I even sat down, right? So the coup de grace was, how on the side of the wall they have the toilet paper dispenser, right? Where you have the toilet paper, so you have one on each side, right? So you have like a row here and a row there for backup, right? You have one on each side, so it's one of those. But I noticed it was slanting, and not just at like a little bit, like somebody had just put the thing in the wrong hole off a couple of degrees. No, bro. So it was like this, if you're looking at it. Okay. And hold on. And the paint within a consistent radius around the one that was still plugged in was like mostly rubbed off on the wall. So somebody had been in there just taking it and spinning around like they was on Wheel of Fortune.
Bored, man. Like, leave Philip alone. He was having some issues. He knew he was gonna be there for a minute. He didn't bring his phone.
He didn't bring his cell phone. Look.
So he needed something. Philip needed something to entertain himself.
Oh man, dog! I'm telling you, man. I'm sitting up there just like, wow, this is like. Have you ever been in a bathroom in a restroom that humbled you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at work and I'm just like, I got all these dreams and aspirations of doing well and moving up, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know, because you're sitting up here and you're looking at the sliding door, you're sitting on the loose lid while you're sitting there just spinning around.
Like, I thought I was moving up with the big boys. Apparently, I'm in kindergarten again.
Right. Clearly, I was still at the kiddie table at Thanksgiving, and yeah, man. So
yeah, we can't go back to the Mojave.
Can't go back to the Mojave, dog. Like, it's when I come out of my office, I have two restrooms. They're about equal distance from each other. The Mojave is left. The other one is right. Yeah, I just go right from now on, dog. Just go right.
We can't go back to the Mojave, man. Philip been mess up the Mojave for everybody.
I'm telling you, man. Like, the paint, it's amazing, dog. Like, I think somebody should go in there and just like make paper and just like say, well, which one is gonna land on today, and figure out which one is gonna land on, and just like make some type of game.
So you just you gonna take Philip's boredom activities and make it into a spin the wheel in the Mojave.
You got to, dog. You got to. Why not? Why stinking not, man? It's crazy, dude. I'm telling you. I was like, wow. Yeah, this is humbling, bro. Like, it's humbling. So, yeah, man. So I told you, I knew it wasn't gonna disappoint, man. Like, that's legit. That's every day. That's every stinking day.
Philip in the Mojave is our show title, right?
Yep, I'm about to put it in there right now. Philip in the Mojave, because I had a different title, but it's all good. We about to do that one right now. We're going 1 L or 2 L's on Philip?
2 L's.
Okay. All right. Man. All right. So secondly, thank goodness, I recommend anytime you guys buy appliances, man, definitely get the extended warranty that comes with them. Because our dryer went out, man, and it was a Samsung that we got after we moved into this house. And so I haven't been in this house 3 years yet. And I know I had a 3-year warranty, an additional 3-year warranty, right? So I was like, it's under warranty. And my wife's like, it's not drying like it's supposed to. So I called. Lady hooked me up, man. It was really nice. She hooked me up. I guess apparently I hadn't registered, but I still have my receipt. You know what I mean? I still have my receipt of when it's like 3-year warranty on that, 3-year warranty on that. Good. You know what I mean? Count it up, rack it up. And it was really cool. I actually did everything online. Keith said, absolutely get the warranty, man. Yeah. So I did it all online. I actually didn't call her. I was doing it on the, like, how it has the help pop up at the bottom of the screen, like right here. Yeah. So I actually did that, and she hooked me up. We did it all, and I actually did it on my phone instead of on my PC. I don't know why I was so dumb and did it on my phone, but it was cool. Got it done. She set it up, and she said, yeah, the people are gonna call you. I did it Monday. She said, people are gonna call you on Thursday to get everything going. Set around on Thursday. No call. So I was like, I said, let me check my email. She never said nothing about no email. Guess what? They emailed me. They were like, yeah, we do. But here's the thing. So I called this the center, or the people who provided the service, right? The repair service. Called them. Oh man, let me tell you. Now I'm gonna do my country accent because the dude I talked to was country. So I was like, yeah, hello. Yeah, this is Larry. I have a service appointment today. I just want to know what time you guys are going to come out. I didn't get a call yesterday, and I just wanted to double check. And he's like, yeah, well, yeah, we're give me just a second. All right, Larry, hold on just a second. And so he in there just looking. He just in there just checking everything, right? And he's like, yeah, and then he asked me where's my street located. And I told him where it was. He was like, "Oh, okay, over there. Yeah, it'd probably be, I don't know, take about an hour and a half to get there. It'd probably be anywhere between 11 and 2." I said, all right, cool. 11 and 2. 11 and 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so thankfully, you know, my son was here that day. And because, you know, and so he let him in and they hooked everything up. And apparently one of my socks that I lost had gotten in the heating element. And so they had to replace that thing. The heating assembly. And so so I guess it had gotten there, messed up something. But so like I said, it was all under warranty. Works perfectly fine now, man. Bad boy is good. So always get the warranty, y'all. Always get the stanking warranty. Don't ever roll up out of there without the warranty, man. Don't do it. Do not do it. It's not a good look. All right, man. So what else you got, Mike? Because I got 3 more things.
No, go ahead and run through yours. I'll figure something out.
Okay. All right. So, dog, and I know you could probably help me on this one because you talked about it on the show. Why did I watch Bright last night?
Okay. All right. So here's the thing with Bright.
Okay.
Okay. Now it was one of those things to whereas like everybody was hating on it so much, and I'm a lover, not a hater. I mean, unlike what people say about me. I'm not really a hater. I know what I like, I know what I don't like, and I stick to that. But that's besides the point right now. I knew that I was going in and I was watching a movie that wasn't as good as it probably could have been. So I just dropped all of my expectations at the door, and I just took the movie for what it was. And you know what? Wasn't so bad.
See, I enjoyed it too. And here's why. Here's why I enjoyed it. Number one, I like the cinematography of it. I like the way that they shot it. And
shout out to Pimp with the cinematography.
The cinematography.
See, Chase, is not just you. I use stuff that he mispronounced as show titles too.
Yeah, I know it, man. That's funny. But so here's what I like, Mike. I like the fact that, I don't know, it looked kind of like just the way, I guess, the quality of the recording that they used. I think it was like, it felt to me like they were using like a 4K Handycam. You know what I mean? Like it was like right there in their grill. It didn't look like it was all ultra professional and then like really truly studio until like the very, very end. For me, it kind of looked, especially at the beginning, when he's on the phone looking around and stuff. And it just, I like that aesthetic. I like the way it felt. They didn't lower it down to like 24 frames a second or whatever. At least it didn't feel that way. Like it just felt like it was like 1080p at 60. Well, you know what I mean? And so that's what it felt like to me. And that's what I really liked about it. But I could feel the resolution like just pop through because it looked great. But I think that it's really weird, man, just like the way it ended. But I'm glad they've already confirmed the sequel. I'm happy about that. Heathen said it's a good popcorn flick, and that's it. And Slasher says he liked the movie, but I like the movie. I enjoyed it, but it's so far in the future that I feel like I missed out on a lot of story that they didn't want to tell me about. I'd like to know how the orcs got to be good. Which I don't actually, Slasher, I would disagree with you on that point. I don't know if they actually got to be good in any light. His partner was an anomaly.
Yeah, and it's pretty much established that years ago there was some sort of a war. Orcs picked the wrong side, and then they were pretty much the black people of this universe.
Right, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they ended up, oh man, there were so many social issues jumping out of me at the beginning, and I was like, wow. Like, can we be any more blatant? But he just said Shrek exists.
Except for the one thing that, of course, the SJWs got a hold of was the No Fairy Lives Matter Today, which was in the trailer. So like you knew that line was gonna be there. So like you ain't have a problem with that line until you watch the movie, and now all of a sudden it's the worst thing ever. But like, I'm outrage culture. But I really enjoyed it. I, I hate the fact that the ending was foreshadowed so early.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It really
When
was.
when they
Oh
arrested
yeah,
that
yeah. It
guy,
really
and
was. I
then
was like, come on, son.
yeah, well, I would have liked it to be a
A little bit
thing
more
where
cryptic at that moment.
yeah, yeah, I would have liked it to be like at the moment where he decides to do the thing, like
Right.
we don't know what's going to happen, but like it was foreshadowed so early, and there was no mystery there.
Right. I was like, well, everything's gonna be, you know what I mean? So, but now Slasher said that it was shot in Dolby Vision, which that makes sense. That makes sense because that was how I was feeling. I was like, man, this looks like extra crystal right now. Like it looks extra
Me
crystal.
with science. Ooh, ooh. You know that guy. What's his name? Thomas Dolby is the guy behind Dolby. The She Blinded Me with Science dude.
Oh, really?
Huh?
No, didn't know that. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, but no, man, I quite enjoyed it. Speaking of which, did I already say I got my whole family tickets to Black Panther? I did. I did. I got my whole family tickets.
Word.
Yeah, man. So
I have not bought tickets.
you better get on that.
But I don't watch stuff like immediately at launch anyway.
Well, see, my thing is, I always wait until the following Saturday morning because I get up early, and nobody likes to get up early on Saturdays. That's when you can go to the theaters. Get up early, get you some good seats, go in there, and it's not a lot of people, and you can really enjoy a movie, man. So that's what I do. So yep, it's gonna be on, son. It's gonna be on. I cannot wait for Black Panther. It's gonna be legit. But here's another thing, Mike. Here's another thing, dog. So where are we at? About 22 minutes in. All right. So one of my classmates' brother from Awilka, where I'm from, my classmate actually passed away not too long ago, and his brother's working on some music, man. And he called and wanted me to be a part of it. I was like, "That's what's up. Let's do this. Let's get it done, man." So we're working on legit music, like legit music stuff. He writing,
Okay.
composing, doing parts. It's
Okay.
gonna be on.
I can't really confirm that Thomas Dolby was behind Dolby, but I thought it was.
Oh, okay. You can't really.
I'm looking on the wiki, and it ain't nothing about Dolby on that there.
Oh, okay. Well, just whoever founded Dolby will probably be the people behind it somewhere. Um, but yeah, man. So like I said, man, I'm excited about that, man. It's been a long time since I legitimately worked on music. You know what I mean? Like I've done stuff here and there, joking around and stuff. But it's been a long time. So I'd like to get in and see what that's about, man. So yeah, that's gonna be something else I'm picking up in my spare time, man. Doing a whole lot of stuff, man. Got a lot of stuff going on with church. Woo, boy, I tell you, man. I tell you, man. Life does not get less hectic the older you get. It seems as if it's just more and more. It seems as if it's just more and more and more. And I don't know, Mike. I don't know, brother. But hey, final thing that I got, Mike, and then we can jump into what you have. All right, Darren, I know you're gonna cringe a little bit, but we gotta talk about games right now because I gotta talk about Dragon Ball Fighters. I gotta talk about Dragon Ball Fighters.
I listened to the I listened to the review of it. Is it true that all of the fighters in the game basically have the same move set?
It's true that just like most other games, the fighters' moves are based off similar input commands. So,
Okay.
like in Dragon, so like
Yeah, I
in
watched
Street Fighter.
quality. I listened to quality control.
Oh, okay. So, like in Street Fighter, you know how a quarter circle forward is a fireball, but it's like also Chun Li's cancel, but it's and it's like Blanca's roll or whatever. So that's kind of how it is, right? And then quarter circle back is something that a quarter circle back and like one the light and medium buttons kind of do different variations, different animations. The reason is that way, Mike, is because it's easy for people to pick up and play and enjoy, right? Because you kind of know those moves already. And you're like, oh, okay, this kind of works. Oh, that's cool. I can automatically do a combo if I just keep hitting the light button. If as long as my stuff keeps connecting, yes, but provided your stuff keeps connecting. You could do that. So it is interesting. It's easy to access in that regard, kind of like Blaze Blue, because the people who made Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear also make this game, and they are phenomenal fight game developers. But it takes a lot to master this game, and there is a whole lot in it where the high level play is going to be just as fun to watch, if not more fun to watch than Injustice 2 and Blaze Blue. Seriously, man, it's going to be greatness to watch.
Do you think it's going to be a game that's going to hit the fighting game circuits, or do you think it's not going to break into that, mold where there's going to be a lot of people wanting to compete professionally in this game?
Oh, I mean, it was crafted to go into the fighting game arena, and unless they break it with a patch and can't fix it, I don't see why it wouldn't make it there. I mean, because the game looks great to look at. Looks just like stinking anime. Even better in some cases. And they got all the real voices, all the sound effects, everything from the anime, man. It's just greatness. So I strongly / highly recommend that people get out there and actually play that game, because that game is greatness.
I ain't about to buy no fighting game.
Man.
Even though I will say, I usually wait till they go free on one of the platforms or whatever. Soul Calibur looks great, bro.
Yeah, it does, man. That's my jam too. And that's one of those that's also easy to pick up and play, but hard to master. It's one of those. So I've always been a big fan of Soul Calibur, but I can play Taki pretty well, and I can play Yoshimitsu pretty well. Those are my people. So
my man is Maxi. The nunchucks.
Hey, Maxi be bringing heat too. He's my third, believe it or not.
Maxi is the Eddie Gordo of that game. Like if you don't do nothing but press buttons, Maxi is your dude.
Yeah, Maxi is that dude with that flow, cause he got that flow.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say about Black Lightning, dog. Every time he hit somebody, he got that glow, son.
Yeah,
every time he strikes him. You got that glow every time, dog.
Bro, I really
we on Black Lightning.
I want to talk about. I really enjoy Black Lightning.
Man, I do too.
But there are some parts that are like how easily. I mean, it's in the first episode, so this ain't like super spoiler, but just in like it's in the description of the show, like just how easily his daughters got implicated in all of the gang mess. It's like, come on, that's not how this works.
Nah, that's not how any of this works.
Because I mean, when you think about it from the gang perspective, like, they can't really just mess with a whole bunch of new people. And it's like, we gonna talk business and you gonna be in the room? No, that ain't how this works. I mean, I understand that they brought her in the room for the purpose of, having her put in some work, because that's what they were going. That's what they were going to use for him to be like, yeah, so you gonna get us some money and she gonna get us some money. But like the idea that you talk business in a room with an outsider that is an outsider.
Yeah, I found that weird too. I'm like, no, man, because like I know some people that like they won't even like back in the hood, they won't even talk to people unless you with somebody they know.
Yeah, like and you get questioned, like they're gonna pull you
absolutely
aside, like, who's your man's right here? Like, was it like I know people who won't discuss smoking weed around people that they don't know. They
right.
And so the fact that these are gangsters and they're basically running the city, and the idea that they would talk shop around somebody they don't know is just no, that ain't how this works.
Right. I mean, and it's kind of clear, like, okay, secondly, like he was just getting ready to throw her away to settle his debt, and then he had the audacity to come up to this, to come up and talk to her later. Like, come on, son. Come on, man.
I think that was an attempt to get her to go do what they wanted her to do. That wasn't like he was trying to sweet talk her just to get close enough to be like, okay, we got to go put in this work.
Man, so here's the thing that I like about the show. The thing that I like about the show is that the dialogue sometimes is utterly black, right?
It's like, so black.
It is utterly black.
I was thinking that you couldn't possibly do a blacker show than Luke Cage. I was wrong.
Right. I
I
mean,
was so wrong.
it is utterly black. However, and then there are times where certain characters, like the titular character, like sometimes he's just so static and he's just so plain and he's just so vanilla, and you just like, come on, man, what happened to all that heat you had a minute ago?
But see, here's the thing that I like about that. I like the fact that
He's code
yes,
switching.
these are black people. Yes, they are in a hood like setting, but they are not all hood. Like they are not, you see degrees, you see
Mm-hmm.
gangsters, you see, people who work in the school trying to help their community.
Right.
You see the parents of the kids from that community. Like you see all of these things. And it doesn't paint the black people as a monolith.
Right. And that's
It is
good.
very much. I mean, it does the same. It does hit a lot of the same notes as Luke Cage did, because you saw, from the perspective of, you saw the gangsters, you saw Luke Cage being
Mm-hmm.
the reluctant hero. You saw like some of the people that he got to deal with, the people that he got to help, as not being a part of this. It just so happens that we live here, like that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, I enjoyed it. I enjoy both of them for showing different aspects of blackness. But the gangster portrayal in both, is a little bit different. Like the idea that in Luke Cage, like Cottonmouth was basically on the refined,
Sophisticated, trying to be a
on the
sophisticated
refined
gangster.
end,
Yeah.
the refined end of gangster, and really he wasn't like he wasn't a street level gangster. He was trying to be
He was he,
something.
he was a mid boss. Let's just call him
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah. He was a mid boss. And then in here, we're dealing with a mid boss, but a mid boss that is on shaky terms with his boss.
Yeah. Right.
And the idea that the main character of the show knows him as a child. Not,
Yes.
like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, Luke Cage was brought into Harlem, so like all of Harlem happened before he got there. So like we're learning about all of this stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
like, Black Lightning knows him. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
him
exactly. But I
as a
mean, and even on
young.
top of that, I mean, he looks at him as like one of his failures too. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
so, like somebody he couldn't reach. You know what I mean? It's a constant reminder that this ain't always gonna work out. It ain't always gonna work out. So I mean, I
The
liked
other
it.
bad guy is a funny looking dude.
Well, the bad guy is, but you know what? I have a cousin that he looks a lot like. Seriously, he's about the same color, has the same color facial hair. Believe it or not, he's just bigger. My cousin's just bigger. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, man. So I quite enjoyed it. But yeah, man. Every time I look at it, like you need the glow. Every time we get to
No,
bang it,
I can't. I have a hard time seeing him not as Scooter. Like I spent the first two episodes. I watched them back to back. I spent the first two episodes as trying not to see him as Scooter, because that's what I know him. That's what I know him as more than any other role he's ever done. I
uh-huh.
see him as Scooter from Living Single. Like he's like, I'm waiting to see Queen Latifah.
I mean, it's all good. Like I remember Scooter, but not that much. You know what I mean? Like Scooter was okay, but it's fine. Like to me, like he plays a different role. He plays it well, and I like it, man. He said from Buffy. No, man, not from Buffy. But but no, man, I quite enjoy Black Lightning. It's a different type of show, though. It's a different type of superhero show. There's some code switching going on in there, clearly. There's I don't know, it's a lot of
I
emotional
I
wrestling.
I would. This is a show, along with Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, that I really wish wasn't on network TV.
Oh, because you want them to use a lot of MFs.
No, I want them to be a little bit more raw.
Oh,
Like I would, I think I would love more rawness.
I mean, I could have swore I heard the B word in that episode like 6, 7 times. I mean, it's pretty raw.
Yeah,
It's fairly raw.
yeah, but I want some real raw.
Okay,
I
all
want
right.
some real raw. I want, but and the same thing I would say for Arrow and stuff like that. Flash and Supergirl are too light
Yeah, they are, but I'm
to go
still a
into
Flash
raw.
fan. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you know what? I want. See, all right. So, are you caught up on Flash?
Nope.
Oh shit!
I hadn't watched anything this season, so I'm 10 episodes behind. 11 episodes behind.
Oh yeah, and the app only does 5 episodes.
Yep.
But like, I want the new version of the current bad guy to drop an MFer at some point. But
Is it
you know he's not because of who he really is, but I want to see it. Like I want to see him. I want to see because the main bad guy right now is black. And I want him to be a little bit more black, but there ain't no
man.
The man inside is not.
Well, well, darn. That's a little. But it makes me look forward to it, and I still need to get caught up on everything. So I'm just waiting until it all comes to Netflix. I'm gonna get caught up on Arrow. I'm gonna get caught up on Flash. I will not watch Supergirl. I will not. I have resolved not. I will watch Legends.
I have not watched anything. I have not watched anything after the break. But they're doing the League of superheroes or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. Some people left, came back from the future, just all kinds of stuff. But the one thing
I can't watch that.
No. Let me tell you, the last episode before the break, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a new supervillain, and she beat the brakes off of Supergirl.
Nice.
Breaks off of Supergirl, and it was
Supergirl can't fight, man. Like, let's be clear. Like, she did not study anywhere the level of martial arts that Clark did in some of the.
But she beat Clark in the show, though.
Yeah, I know. But my thing is, like, she ain't no bad girl. She ain't no bad woman. Like, she ain't none of that. She does not have any fighting skills, and especially on the show. Like, who swings out like this? Like, who do you know swings like they swing on TV?
Yeah.
I can't do it, man. Like, I can't do it. And then on top of that, she's so ultimately immature, and she goes through times where she's trying to figure out who she is, and then she's supposed to be a stinking role model for Clark, and she lost that. Like, she lost that role.
But she was a kid, and she got lost.
She was a kid and got lost.
And then she came back, and Clark was already older, and she was still lost. So I'm going to chalk that up to, well, see, my whole problem with Supergirl in general, like I said, it is way more CW than it is WB. And you get all of
it does feel a whole lot like One Tree Hill or whatever hell that name.
Yeah, you get a lot of CW in your WB when you watch Supergirl. You get a little bit of an Arrow with
Felicity.
What's her name? Yeah, Felicity. Felicity makes that way more CW, but and then the computer magic. I don't even know how else to describe it. Like, this is just like what they do on that show with computers.
I'm like, that is not how. Number one, that's not how you hack. Number one, that's not how you code. Like, I know enough about coding to know that you can't sit there and just.
I can't. I like between her and Jesse James, whoever it is, the bad guy, my man from Lost. I just can't. The computer magic that they're pulling off is just like that. That's not how this works.
Well, I can reverse trace the signal. I can bump trace the signal back to the cell tower and then triangulate a position based upon the scattered GPS. Yeah. Really, you can do that? You can do that in 3 minutes. It's amazing.
At the very least, in the Punisher, like Micro had all of that stuff set up, and it was obvious that he couldn't just find stuff immediately. He was like, all right, I'm gonna run this information. We're gonna let it sit for a while. You're
Right.
gonna go kill some people, and then I'm gonna let you know what's happening here.
Right. And that's what it used to be on Arrow, right? Like it used to be at least 2 scenes. Like she'll start something and then like 2 scenes that happen and then she'll come back at the end of the second scene and be like, hey, I found where it's at. Oh man, it's in a warehouse right beneath you. You know what I mean? It's just like
no, not no more. It's just computer magic. I'm not here for the computer magic. I'm just not here for the computer magic.
That's greatness, man. So I want to answer Chase though, since he was saying, because he had mentioned it in the chat, and I responded to him, and here he's like, tell me to get on the Hellblade, and I guess he must have clearly missed early in the year where I played it, and I finished it like a week after release, and I said it was really, really good. It's actually my number 2 game of the year. Hellblade is good.
He says we talk too much, and he mutes the chat from time to time.
Oh, really? Really? Well, that's on him. But yeah, I did put it in there, man. And but no, Hellblade is really good, man. Like I said, I strongly recommend that people play it. It's a good game. It's just well done, full stop. And it's from an indie studio. So man, I don't want people telling me it's an indie game. It has to have 5 pixels. I don't want people to say that.
Can we get past
he clapping
indie games with 8-bit and 16-bit graphics? Please.
Right. I need to get by that.
Get it. It's made like an old game. That's fine. Can we move past that, please? Like I play Prison Architect and I play RimWorld. Those graphics are not the best graphics, but they don't look 16-bit.
So hilarious, man. But all right, Mike. Like I said, man, for me, that's all I had, man. If you had anything else you wanted to add, like how the hunt's going or whatever, you can do that. It's your turn.
Well, I mean, for the hunt right now, I've applied for over 40 something, almost 50 jobs.
Well, I know how it is.
And I ain't got no call back from damn one of them. And except for I did get a call back from a guy. He's hiring. It's a agency or whatever like that they're hiring for UPS.
Okay.
And it's more of an office job, I'm guessing. I don't know if it's in a UPS store or it's an office job at UPS. The money seems to be pretty decent. Their benefits are great. So I'm just waiting to hear when they want to do an interview and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully that works out.
Okay.
So fingers crossed on that one.
All right.
So that's pretty much everything that's happening there. Let me tell you what happened to me today.
All right.
So I go pay my storage bill. Because I still got a storage where I used to work and live, because I didn't want to carry all of that stuff on the other side of the city right now. So I went to go pay the bill. I'm going and I go to turn into the aisle, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in the aisle.
Don't tell me.
So I try to swerve around it. I'm thinking I'm good. And then I realized that this little wire thing is not where it was anymore. So I realized that the wire is still in my tire.
That sucks, man.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up for the viewing audience, because I took some pictures, even though ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. So it's some sort of wire rack, and the wire rack is in my tire. Let me share this.
Wow, dog, I see that. Yeah. Do share to everyone. So when we talk, they'll still see it. Should be a share to everyone option.
Share everyone?
Share. Present to everyone. Here we go. Present to everyone.
Okay.
I presented to everyone, but it's just showing you. I guess you. Yeah.
No, I clicked off of it.
Okay, click back on it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, that's weird, man. That's that is in there too, boy.
So what I had to do was I just kind of wiggled the thing so that piece broke off that's connected to the main thing, and then that piece is 2-pronged, and both prongs were stuck in my tire.
So you left them in the tire.
I just left them in the tire. I went to the place and I got another tire. But
okay, discount tire for the future. That's the place.
Yeah, that was not where I intended to go today.
Right.
So yeah, so I was not happy,
Yeah, man, that's
but
bogus.
it won't really anything I could do about it. But that really sucked.
Yeah,
Um,
that sucks, man.
so but that there, I did check in. I didn't watch all of it, but Honda Battle of the Bands was this weekend.
Okay.
Um, and Honda is a really big event for Black college marching bands.
You said the
And
Honda Battle of the Bands?
yes, but because it was in the dome in Atlanta, it is now in the Mercedes Benz dome. So it's the Honda Battle of the Bands in the Mercedes Benz dome.
Right. All right. Right up.
Um, but you know, because of the location switch is not entirely certain that it's going to stay in Atlanta. But I watched it and it was really good. Like the stuff that I saw was really good. So if you care about marching bands at all, I know most of you don't, not the way I do anyway. But it was just a really good showing, including Hampton University. Now, Hampton University is a really there is a private school, and their band this year has been really small, like really
Okay.
like super small. And they got invited to go to Honda, and I was like, man, I ain't trying to go to Atlanta to see Hampton. I'm from Hampton, and I don't want to see Hampton. But I was mistaken. Um, Hampton got on and they did a full show. Well, the guy that they got that's the band director now. He used to be the band director at A&T. And if you know anything about A&T, the real A&T, not the movie A&T, they are really,
which A&T? Virginia?
There's only one A&T.
No, I need to know which one because there's A&Ts everywhere. There's A&Ms and
No,
A&Ts.
There's only one A&T. Period.
What state are they out of though?
North Carolina.
Okay, thank you.
Out of Greensboro. But
Okay.
The Drumline movie had Atlanta A&T, even though they used Southwest to call high schools uniforms. But which Southwest DeKalb is a very good. But yeah, so but he was from A&T, and then he went to Hampton. Hampton had a really small, but he's like really good. I think he's originally from Hampton. Went to school with my cousin in Hampton. So like, but he is really good at his job, especially writing music. And they did a show with all music with artists from Virginia.
Oh, nice.
And they actually put on a very good show. I was surprised at the show that they were able to put on with the small amount of people that they have in the band, especially comparatively, because you know Bethune-Cookman was there. This is their 13th year in a row, and you know Bethune-Cookman always has 300 plus people in their band.
Word up.
Anti-pride. I see. That's the thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I need to go back and watch the rest of it. But I was watching on a live stream, and I really enjoyed what I saw, and I can't wait to go back and watch more. I like the stuff that they do when you watch the full live stream and not just captures of the performances. In between, they do all kinds of stuff. Like they usually have two DJs there, and they do an old school versus new school battle.
That's
where one of the DJs plays all old school music, and the other one plays like current stuff. And they have battles, and they point the screen at different people and have them dance and stuff like that. I mean, it's a good old time. And so like, if you can find it anywhere, watch that joint. You won't be disappointed. It was a really good show, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. I also watched. I'm 3 episodes in on the current season of Black Mirror.
Yeah, I heard you talking about it today. Listening to your show.
Bruh, the episode Crocodile, bruh, it is like on some level, you say I can kind of understand where this character is coming from, But what the character does, you're like, I can't understand this.
You
Like,
can't ride with that.
I can't ride with all of this. And like how it ends is like the best thing because they don't give you everything. Okay. They don't give you everything. It cuts off right. It cuts off at a point where everyone is aware of what's getting ready to happen, and it just cuts off. Like we don't even need to show you all that. You know what's about to happen.
Word.
And it's good. And like so far, this season of Black Mirror has been great. Like it's been really great.
Yeah, to say, got to get back to it. And I need to start it. But one of my friends told me where to start. He told me to start season 3, episode 1, which is like Nosedive, I think. He said start there, so I'm starting there. So I don't care.
No. Start from the beginning.
I don't want to start from the beginning because I heard the first episode is hot garbage, and I do not want to start from the beginning.
The first episode, well, Nosedive and the very first episode are kind of similar because they're both examinations of the culture that we live in now.
Okay.
One is more based off of public opinion. The very first episode, I can't think of the name of it right now. I think it's called National something, but it's about public pressure and like polling and all of that kind of stuff, and how public opinion can just change based off of how it's presented. Yeah, see, you start
from the said, no, you start from the first episode. I don't want to. I was told I don't have to. I was told if you watch one episode of Black Mirror, you've seen Black Mirror because none of them are interconnected. So henceforth and forthwith.
No, not really, because that's not true because there's they're not directly connected to each other, but there are things that like you watch an episode where something happened and then like you're watching a different episode, and if you're paying attention to the TV in the background, it's a news program about
there's some throwbacks, there's some callbacks.
Yeah, there's some callbacks. They're not always direct, and it's rarely direct, but it's like something else that's happening. And there's a song that is consistent through all of the seasons so far. And I heard that song when I was in the store one day, and I was like, "Oh shit, something about to happen." But
somebody about to die.
It's not that somebody's about to die. It's about something really messed up is about to happen to somebody.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna check it out.
But okay. So first of all, when you watch that first episode, do not think that the first episode is indicative of the whole season, because the first episode is the only episode so far that does not deal with a technology or something that is either on the cusp of happening or is probably going to happen a little bit further down the line.
Which makes me think it's a bad first episode, right?
It kind of is. Yes. It kind of is. It does not, because they're not connected. They're all individual stories. They don't. You can't really say that it set a bad precedent, because like what does when they're not connected to each other? They're all individual stories. So it's the Twilight Zone. Like it really is. It's the Twilight Zone. But I will say from the first season, if you don't watch nothing from the first season, my favorite episode really so far is an episode called The Entire History of You.
Okay.
And it's really an examination of like how just being able to recall every moment of your life can totally destroy your life.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll check it out, man, because I'm at the point now to where I'm pretty much where I want to be as far as watching things. Now, there's some stuff I still need to catch up on. I still need to catch up on Blacklist and Blind Spot. But I'm caught up fully on Dragon Ball Super, and I'm almost there on Designated Survivor. Huh?
That's almost over, ain't it?
What's that? Super.
Yeah,
it's almost over this season. But yeah, Simpson say TTP. I don't know what that means. But TTP, yeah, when he was talking about me trying to watch stuff in order. But But hey, I got one other thing I thought about when I was talking to you. You guys see my glasses, man. I got these glasses online, and these glasses cost me $9. They're prescription. They're my prescription. I had to measure my pupillary distance, but they finally came in, and I had another pair. Altogether, it cost me about $35 for 2 pair of glasses. Look, I'm not wearing my other ones because they're actually not as wide as they need to be. So I look like Mick Mulvaney. So if you see like his glasses came and like so my look like that except they rectangles. So it looks really bad. So I was like, dang it, I even got a like engraving. I got a scripture engraved on the side and stuff, man. And so I'm just like, man. So Simpson said it's trust the process. Dog, I don't know if I could trust the process if it's something it's like downloading the demo to an RPG and you play it like to Mass Effect Andromeda, and they only giving you like 1/10 of the whole game, and you take it in a compressed nature, and then you judge the whole game off of that. Like,
yes, yeah, it's Andromeda. That first episode is the EA Access version of Andromeda.
Really?
Okay. You can't like it works in the context of what it is, but it is not indicative of the rest of the game.
All right. Well, that's good to know. All right, it's just getting crazy in this chat. Heathen. But listen, man, you got any shout outs, dog? Because we're getting ready to get up out of here, man.
Man, that was fast.
Yeah, it was quick, dude.
That was fast. That was like super fast. I didn't give a chance to talk about okay, so I'm gonna say this right before we go. I got onto the Scarcasm game night, which is apparently Chase wants to do those on Sundays. I don't know if it's gonna stay on Sundays because I ain't trying to spend every Sunday with y'all niggas. But
it's like you don't come to game nights every Friday.
But he said the game night at 9, and I wasn't gonna be there at 9. So a little bit after 10, I got on, and the other people who were around left. So him and I just sat around and we played Killing Floor 2.
You and Killing Floor, oh my goodness.
We had such a blast. The Killing Floor is a really stinking fun game. I even tried a different character. And
I'll download it now. I might have time to play it now.
Yeah, it's going to be it's I mean, I'm telling you, it's a really fun game. Like super fun game. It's it's zombie horde mode with special zombies,
right?
And then Counter-Strike in between. Like
that's what it is, yeah. But the developer has a pretty good sense of humor, though. So
notice how I didn't say Left 4 Dead because I know your reaction for Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, but but listen, I forgot one thing as well. So last week after the show, well, it took me a few days after the show because I had things I had to do on my PC, but I did try to reset my PC, and Windows 10 has it where you can actually do a fresh install and delete every drive, delete the contents of every drive. Why did this thing? I had to run the process 5 different times before it worked once. I had to run it 5 times because it kept saying, no, we can't really do that right now. And I'm like, what do you mean? I backed up everything on flash drives. Like I got 2 different flash drives here that have all of my game saves, that have all of my old.
Did you use that program or did you use something else?
I tried to use that program. It didn't work, but I know where all my game saves are. So I just went there and pulled it. And if not, all of my cloud saves are enabled on all my games. So we all good. We all backed up there. And so I even have like my Facetious templates in here and stuff. And so, but man, it took forever. And then when it didn't delete the drive that had my games on it, which was good because I didn't have to reinstall and re-download my games. All I had to do was go there and place that as my home folder and try to install it. And if you do that with Steam, by the way, if you redirect it, you create a new Steam library or whatever, then copy your games that you have into this new folder that you've created for Steam. When you go to install it, if it's a Steam game, it will discover the files there. So it'll just say, okay, you're good. Oh, missing this file. Let's download this one file, but everything else is still there, and then it's done. And so I reinstalled like all of my games without having to re-download them, which is good. But my C drive and all of my other stuff, out of there, dog. Out of there. And I use Google Backup, so I wasn't worried about my videos. I wasn't worried about my pictures. I wasn't worried about anything. So, but I did it. PC seems to be running a little better. I'm happy about that. It is much quicker It is much quicker now. So that did make me happy, but it's just not going to be good. I'm just going to have to build another PC, which I can't do that anytime soon because them GPU prices, dog. Wow, ridiculous. But that's all.
Without using the GPU that you got and then switch it out when the prices come back down.
I could do that. I could do that. That may be the only route I could go, just because right now my CPU is really really old and it's not as nice or it's not as powerful as a Ryzen, right? So it's as fast, but it just doesn't do as much. It doesn't compute at as many things. So even though it can overclock to about 4.2, 4.3 gigahertz, sometimes up to 4.5. It still can't. Whereas Ryzen can only do 3.9 stable. It doesn't matter because it's still not doing near as many calculations. So that's just what it is. I'm CPU bound on a lot of stuff, and I know I'm gonna have to eventually do that. But man, I've rambled on too much. Mike, do you have anything else before we get up out of here?
No, man, that's it for me. I think we got this.
Well, I sincerely want to thank everybody who joined us live tonight in the chat. Slasher, Keith, Simpson, and Chase, aka Waking Heathen, man. We really appreciate that. Thanks to everybody who's out there listening. People have been out there listening, man, from the job, man. Darren listens, Ryan listens, Joni. Like, people just been out there listening, man. So it's mad cool that people are pulling it up, listening, and then I can actually talk about it with people at work. My boy Matt, he was like, yeah, man, I'm pulling one up about the black funerals. He was like, yeah. It was like, yeah. So yeah, it was quite hilarious, man. Oh, I forgot last week, but I want to give a special shout out to my boy Knox. Last week, I know you guys probably saw it on the channel. We did a special deliberations on Christianity and the government involvement, and where we fall on different sides of it, man. And I appreciate him for that, because not many people really want to have those type of talks, and so I do. And I don't have any problems doing that. So I want to thank him for that. I forgot to thank him last week, and I felt really bad for it. But many shout outs to my man Henry, aka Knox Broadcast. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for listening to and or watching Facetious 107 Season 3, Episode 3. Look, we'll be back in your ear again, hopefully next week, running just as smooth as butter. Peace out to the Warriors. Y'all be good. Deuces.